Yemi Adebayo, we just heard. Ibadan will be bringing us up to speed as the coronation unfolds in the course of the bulletin and in our subsequent bulletins. And moving on now, barely one day after workers at Dangote Petroleum Refinery joined the Petroleum and Natural Gas Senior Staff Association of Nigeria, the management of the refinery has terminated the employment of all its Nigerian workers. In a memo on Wednesday, Dangote Refinery said it has officially laid off all of its Nigerian workers under the guise of reorganization. This is happening less than 24 hours after 90% of them joined Pengassan. AIT's Abulo Semaru has more.
According to a memo dated September 25, 2025, and signed by the Chief General Manager of Human Asset Management, Femi Adekunle, the company said the decision was taken as part of a total reorganization of the plant following reported cases of sabotage in different units of the refinery. The notice directed affected staff to surrender all company property in their possession to their line managers and obtain exit clearance. The finance department was also instructed to compute benefits and entitlements for payment in line with terms of employment. The refinery's management thanked the dismissed workers for their services while in its employment. Meanwhile, in a swift reaction, Pengassan said Dangote Refinery workers were unionized in line with Nigerian labor laws and that the affected workers will be recalled. Pengassan recalled that during the meeting between Dangote, NUPENG, and the Federal Ministry of Labor and Employment, as well as in several of the company's press statements, Dangote management repeatedly claimed it had no objection to workers joining unions, provided such membership was voluntary. It noted that with these, workers willingly filled membership forms, engaged with the union, and at the close of the exercise, over 1,000 workers freely and voluntarily joined Pengassan. Pengassan noted that the conclusion was officially communicated to Dangote Refinery management, who even went ahead to verify directly with the workers. Pengassan noted, however, in a clear act of bad faith, the management has now turned around to summarily disengage all Nigerian workers in the refinery session, where it has the largest membership strength under the guise of reorganization. It said the act is not just sabotage, it is a calculated attempt to weaken the union and undermine workers' constitutional rights to freedom of association. It said to further intimidate the workers, the management is pushing for the arrest of the caretaker committee chairman, whose only offense is belonging to and serving the union. While the development unfolds, the National Union of Petroleum and Natural Gas Workers, NUPENG, has not reacted to the development and has not reported registering any member into its union either, probably due to a National Industrial Court order restraining it from disrupting operations at Dangote Refinery. Abulu Osemahu, AIT News, Abuja.
And now to weigh in more on that report, I'm being joined by Comrade Eze Ifeanyi. Comrade Eze Ifeanyi is the National Industrial Relations Officer of Pengassan. Good morning, Comrade Eze.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon, Comrade Eze. How do you react to this development from Dangote Refinery?
It's nothing short of shock because just barely 24 hours, we concluded the registration of our members and communicated to Dangote Refinery. The management of Dangote Refinery suddenly decided to sack our members. But the information we want to pass to Dangote Refinery is that they should bear in mind that the people that are sacking are already members of Pengassan. And in that line, you should know that injury to one is injury to all. We want to assure Dangote Refinery management that we are not fighting them, and neither are we trying to do anything that will not be to the benefit of the refinery. We are happy that Dangote brought that refinery to Nigeria, and he should reciprocate that. We've been supporting him all this while by not sabotaging our members who are working in that refinery the way they are trying to do.
Okay, Comrade Eze, the Dangote Refinery has attributed this sack to reorganization. Is this reason not good enough for Pengassan?
That is not the way to go now. They are already in knowing that these people are our members. So if they want to reorganize, they have to approach us and let us know why and what they are reorganizing and how it should be done. And do you sack people to reorganize an organization? We've seen so many organizations being reorganized. We've done it. So many companies have done reorganization. I remember in the course of my being industrial relation officer, companies like Total Energy, Chevron, they in one time or the other did reorganization, even coming from their head offices. They engaged the union, and at the same time, they didn't sack all the Nigerian workers, leaving all the expatriates, all the Indians, because if you look at the memo which they sent, or an email which they sent around, they made it specifically that all their expatriates should remain where they are working and they are not touched. They should go on their normal duties. So how can you now reconcile that? It doesn't really gel. You know?
Oh, okay, Comrade Eze, what is the next line of action for Pengassan? What are you going to be doing next from now?
Okay, we've actually spoken with our members. We've told them to be strong. We know that usually in any setting like this, it's not easy. I know when we started with the other oil companies, we had situations like this. So we engage all the stakeholders, like the president, Comrade Engineer Sifo said. We engage all the stakeholders, inform all the relevant authorities, and let Dangote call back our members and engage the union if he needs to do reorganization. But then if he fails to do that, usually, like we will always say that in our toolbox, we have so many tools there. We can use anyone that favors us or will be good for us to use at a particular point in time for a particular purpose.
All right, Comrade Eze, before I let you go, what is the scale of this disengagement? Do we know the exact numbers of Nigerian workers that are affected in this disengagement?
We've not actually collected, but I'm sure there can be less than, at a minimum, 600, if not going to close to 1,000. But we know that our members, that the members are registered in Dangote Refinery. There are about 1,000 plus, you know. And we know that the refinery has the highest number of members there. So we are sure that it should be like 500-600 workers that they've disengaged.
All right, Comrade Ifeanyi Eze, thank you very much for joining AIT Report this afternoon.